Hey, good morning, everyone. And Cheryl is here. Over to the things that happen in the studio that y'all can't see. Cheryl about bit it in the chair over there, but it was very comical. But you saved it. I'm proud of you. She's not on the floor. She is still in the chair. And Wellston Mayor Anthony Brenner is here, and we're going to be talking about some cool Wellston stuff.
Great, yes.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me this morning.
Yeah, well, it's always a pleasure to have you here. And I asked him if we were able to get into some trouble today, and you said, sure, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, why
I
not?
wasn't looking for a job when I found this one, so why not?
No, I mean, right. That is true. Well, when you're here, we could always pick on Randy Evans.
We could.
Yeah. Well, it's
good
like
times.
The mayor. We pick on mayors, right?
We can.
He's fun.
He is fun. He's a good guy. Yes.
No, he's a good sport about it. So we'll pick on him. I don't know, probably not. But anyway, well, I'll tell you what, we do have our Wellston mayor here today. We're going to find out what's going on there in the city and any projects they have coming up and everything to do with that. So we have a message though, and then we will be back with the Wellston mayor in just a minute.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in support where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
All right, and we are back with our good friend Wellston Mayor Anthony Brenner, and you are here, and we're just going to talk about all kind of things Wellston today.
Yes.
So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. So yeah, a lot going on in Wellston. We've had some exciting couple weeks now, and are going to have another year coming. So yeah, we're doing well. Very
good, and we appreciate you spending time with us because you're a busy dude.
Yeah, we're trying to be.
So, I mean, we didn't talk off the air. We haven't talked about anything. So I know that you probably brought a list of things that you wanted to talk about. So I'll let you kind of start, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, so probably some of the bigger projects we got going right now. One of the big ones is our new water plant. It's a big deal for the city of Wellston. One of our plants is near 100 years old. The other one's pushing 75.
That's not okay.
They're not young. And not only the age, but a city our size having two plants, the cost of having two plants, it's a lot on us. So the new one is being built. We're in phase one right now.
Okay.
So South Ohio Avenue. I apologize to the residents down there. I know it's a hot mess. But they got their street paved last week, so they ought to be happy for that. We had to put in a new line, so they got their street paved out of it. So
that's good.
Yeah, so they had a little bit of relief, but it's going to be a lot of construction on that into town for a while. But other than that, yeah, it's a $20 million project, probably the biggest in Wellston history.
My goodness.
That's probably one of the bigger ones in the county. It's a big project. So it's going now. We're in phase one. Phase one's only like a $6 million part of the total project. Only. Huge, but for Wellston, it's the small side of the project. But yep, it's going now. It's underway. So a lot of work going on there. After that, the next big thing we've been doing, we did a safety study through OVRDC, working with ODOT. We did a big safety study on Pennsylvania Avenue. Since I've been there, since service director and as mayor, we have a lot of accidents on Pennsylvania, if you haven't noticed.
Well, it's a very odd street because it seems like it should be 4-lane. People sometimes use it as 4-lane. It's a very, very wide street, and then so I think it confuses people.
Yes, it's wide like a 4-lane, but not quite wide enough to be a 4-lane.
But sometimes it becomes a 4-lane, not legally, but
unplanned 4-lane. But
yeah,
it has a lot of bottlenecks right there in the south end of town because that's where a lot of our businesses are: the McDonald's, the Taco Bell, Montgomery Trucking, the school down there,
fairgrounds.
The fairgrounds.
I mean, people turning into there.
SA, all that stuff is right like within a block and a half of each other. So we did a safety study, and it came back the way we thought it would. They recommended turn lanes. Fixed turn lanes, fixed the red lights, pull them back off the street a little bit, widen our intersections. So we did get, but at the same time, I don't want to go through all that work fixing it and then have to come back and dig it up for water lines. So,
yeah, you're right.
Because we constantly do that. We got a grant. Right now we have $1 million to replace part of the water line down Pennsylvania, and then we also got another. It's roughly $500,000 to start the project for widening it and to put in the. It's not really going to widen it too much. It's more going to reutilize the intersections.
Which, I mean, it's a blessing that the street is that wide because you have room to do what you need to do, probably.
So, yep, we'll be starting right there at 13th Street because that's probably the worst intersection we have. That'll be the one that we try to fix first, but it's going and we're trying. So it's just a lot of stuff there for one end of town. Well,
I was thinking, not to jump backwards, but I was thinking about this water line or the water plant project. And so the water plant that you are building, is it in a completely different area than the old ones?
it is.
Okay. And when do you anticipate that project to be done?
We're thinking early 2027 or mid 2027.
Okay, so it's going to be a little while.
Oh, it's got some legs on it.
And then what will happen to the sites that are currently the water plants?
The north plant will stay intact for a little while, just as a backup, but it won't be operational. We'll keep it operational, but it won't be operating.
If you would happen to need it for some,
during the fire up of the new, in case there's issues in that first year, we want to have we can't not make water, so we got to have a plan.
Okay.
So the north plant will stay. The south plant will be decommissioned immediately.
Okay.
And we'll try to get money to get it tore down.
Okay.
I don't know if you ever noticed, it's right in front of General Mills. People think it's part of General Mills, but it's not.
Oh, I didn't know that's what that was.
That is. It's our water plant. It literally sits in General Mills parking lot. So that land will probably in some way be utilized to either help General Mills or because they did give us an easement on the backside of their property to come across to get to our well fields. So we're probably going to do something with that land that helps General Mills. Just they helped us. So
I mean, that makes total sense.
it does.
Hey, what? You mean you're using common sense and people are being kind to each other?
Yeah,
wow.
It might work. We don't know. So we'll give it a try.
What?
So yeah, General Mills is a great partner for our community. I mean, it's the largest employer around, and just they're great to work with.
Yep, they have been, and that's awesome that y'all are working together. So okay, well, I was just wondering when that new plant will be up and running, and I'm just thinking how much. I mean, obviously, this new plant is costing a ton of money, but if it lasts for another 100 years, then that's a pretty good deal. Yes. But I can't imagine how inefficient the 100-year-old plants in two different spots are.
They are massively inefficient between cost of labor, cost of chemicals. The new plant by itself is going to be more efficient than both of the current plants operating. Sure,
that's what I was thinking. Saving the city money, obviously.
Saving the city money and providing a much better product because our plants they're old. So we always joke about they put too much chlorine in today. People always joke about it. I'm sure it happens everywhere. You suddenly smell chlorine in your water.
Yeah, sure.
That actually means your water's dirty. That's when
Wait, what?
Yeah, when you smell chlorine, that's not a good thing. That's a bad thing. So, so that's one of the things that
That's a false sense of security then.
Yeah, if you smell chlorine, that's not good.
Okay.
So that's one of the things we're trying to get our plants more efficient, to get them operating. And it's one of those long-term investments that this project probably should have started 20 years ago, maybe even longer than that. Back John Kerry did it. Back when John Kerry, he did the sewer plant. The administration after that should have started on the water plant. The sewer plant was a great improvement for our city. I mean, obviously, we were out of compliance with the EPA. And
that's a big fat no-no.
Oh, yes.
You don't want to tick them off.
They are not the ones to play with.
No.
that is not the group you want to mess with.
No.
But he got that online. We actually just got a grant for our sewer plant. Okay. $700,000 to re-engineer it, to bring it back up to, although it's only 30-some years old.
It's brand new.
For us, it is new. But this will bring it back up. We'll get to modernize it and bring it back up to standards. That way it'll last. It's much easier to fix it before they go bad than to wait for it to go bad. So we're being proactive and trying to keep the plant modern as we can.
Yeah. No, that makes total sense. So, that answered my question. So you can move on now.
Okay. So the next one... We talked about this streetscape. I bet you it's been 4 years now. We're going on the 5th year for the downtown area for Ohio Avenue.
Sure. We're doing that. We're talking about that in Jackson, too. It's like...
Which is not helping my calls. Randy Evans,
That
great
darn
on.
Randy Evans,
Yeah,
I
that
tell
was
you.
pick on Randy.
See, now so I knew we couldn't get through it without picking on him.
No, he did. So they got grant sourcing through a different
Yeah.
way. They got through the capital budget, which comes immediately. We did it through ODOT, which ODOT puts you on a 5-year plan. So it's 5 years to get our money. So we did the
see.
engineering. It took time. As where their money came instantly. So we got a little bit of grief. Like, hey man, they already started theirs. And they just got it. Got it. It was just the type of grant we got, which is good. I mean, any grant's a good grant. So
Yes.
there's a 5-year lead on it.
I gotcha.
So we'll get there. It is happening. The engineering is finishing up now. My new service director, well, he's not new now. He's been there for a while, but he came from ODOT, so he speaks ODOT.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Dave
helpful.
Walton, he's doing amazing things for the city, but he came from ODOT, so a lot of the issues we had with our plans and stuff like that, he was instantly able to help figure them out and get us through it. So, yeah, Dave's doing a great job.
Okay,
so.
and can you give us a little sneak peek or a hint as to what the project will be and
Yeah.
what you hope it will be?
Yep. So it'll be obviously new sidewalks on both sides of the street, all the way down Ohio Avenue.
Okay.
It'll also have we're going to widen it. Right now, there's a small section of brick that was actually put in the last time we got this exact same grant. That's going to be removed to push the street back, and it's only because the trucks and SUVs have gotten so much bigger.
Listen, and that's nobody's fault. And I was
Oh, yeah.
I was talking about that the other day with my husband, like, and my stepdad, like, vehicles are huge now,
They're
and
much
nobody,
bigger.
you can't. There's nothing that you can do. Like, you can't
Yes.
help that.
Yep, they're way bigger now. So if, like I drive a full size truck. If I park my truck in any of the spots right now, I'm about 2.5 feet into the lane of traffic.
Right.
So we're widening it up. We're also going to adjust the angles of the parking spots a little bit, that way they get in a little bit further. But that's
Okay.
going to happen. Of course, new pavement. We're going to fix the storm. There's no water in the middle of Ohio Avenue, thankfully, so we don't have to do anything with water pipes. It'll all be good there. But yeah, that's a big project for us. We're excited to get our downtown. Businesses are slowly starting to come back into our downtown. Scotty's on First there. He's been a big
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
addition
for
to our
sure.
downtown.
Yep, they've done great things.
Yes, the patio, and you got the Mexican restaurant right there. Just a lot of good businesses that are doing well.
Yep.
Which bringing stuff back into our downtown. So
Sure.
yeah, it's going well for us.
Good. And then, so that'll make that street a little bit wider, a little bit more accessible to all the vehicles. And 'cause
Yes.
I'm sure right now it's you got to think about where you're going to park.
Yes. It is tough. So the other one, since we're on the downtown, I get beat up on that Lou V nonstop.
So, well, that was going to be my next question. So,
I figured it was.
let's get to it and get it out of the way.
We do get beat up on the Lou V a good bit. So the Lou V is, we got a grant for it about a year, going on 2 years now, a year and a half, a year ago. I can't remember now, but
Listen, the wheels of government turn slow.
Painfully slow.
Painfully slow. Trust me, I understand. So I understand, but I also understand people's frustration.
I do too. I completely get it. So it was $1.5 million, and the building's an eyesore downtown. We know it is. It was $1.5 million grant. We've already gotten 30-some thousand, which we did use. We cleaned out the inside and got it ready to go.
Okay.
We also got money for engineering, which we've already done. We've got the preliminary and the working on the final engineering for the inside of it.
Which is not cheap, by the way.
It is not.
And, or not fast, by the way.
And we haven't used any city funds for it. It's all been grant money, just to be, so everyone doesn't think we're not spending money we should be in the city.
Yeah.
But then we got this grant.
Now you got to spend that on the water right now.
Water and streets,
leaks
yeah.
and fixing the water lines.
Yes. So, but then the grant came with a match of almost $700,000.
Okay.
Which is a hurdle we could not get over. So now we're applying for other grants to help match that grant.
Okay.
Which we got 2 out right now, and I feel good that we're going to get at least one of them.
Okay.
As long as we get one, that'll give us enough match that we'll be able to move the project forward.
Great.
So that's the only holdup for it.
So, as it is right now, I know the building's literally sitting there with 4 walls and no roof, correct?
You are correct.
Has it been deemed that it's safe to and structurally sound to sit there that way?
It has
Because
been.
typically you would think that a roof would kind of hold the walls together.
You are correct. So there is, if you look inside the metal trusses up above, and those are they're not actually sitting on the block. They actually go all the way to the ground with I-beams.
Okay.
So the building is actually, you could take the block walls down and those trusses would stay right where they're
I
at.
gotcha. Okay. So they're supporting themselves.
They are.
Okay.
So that's what, so we thought the same thing.
That's fortunate.
Yes. We brought an engineer in and they went through it because we were worried that it was going to drop itself.
Yeah.
And it seems for now, it's eventually those blocks will give if they start filling with water, and they'll break out.
Sure.
But for now, we're safe. But we did
Okay.
we had the same thought and the same concern about it. So.
Okay, and then when you are able to actually start working on it, is it still? Are you still? What's your vision for the Louis? Will the outside continue to be like the Art Deco? Like, are you going to keep it in the same style? And then what will you be doing with it?
So the outside will look the same.
Cool.
The only difference it'll be is on the front side, where there used to be like 2 rows of I think they might have been metal. I'm not sure what they were back in the day. There's going to be windows there, just to allow light into the upstairs on it, to the mezzanine. We are taking the pitch out of the floor. We're going to be leveling the floor up.
That makes sense. I mean,
Yeah.
nobody wants to stand
Yeah.
downhill all the time.
Yeah, we're not going to make it back into a theater per se. It will have the ability to show things, but we're going to have a flat floor so it can be used as a banquet room, so people can rent it out for weddings, for events, whatever.
Okay.
I will say we have the depot, which is just a half a block away around the corner. It is rented out almost every weekend.
You know, and it is, that has to be one of the best utilized buildings around.
It is. It's just it's narrow and long, so it's kind of an awkward space to use. But the fact that it's always being used,
Sure.
And it's rented fairly cheap, which is what helps drive it.
Mm-hmm.
This building will be used in the same manner, but
Okay.
it's a much bigger open. It's a much better venue for places. So we're trying to work with some local community places. We'd love to we're setting it up so it can be used for gaming tournaments. I am not a gamer. I really don't know what a gaming tournament consists of.
Oh, well,
But we
Adrian
are-
can tell us.
So you might have some expertise on it.
Adrian?
So, like, probably computer setups and things like that to play, like, have one team on one side and another team on another and just play games against each other. Or even just one set of computers or something and have one team that can play online.
That sounds good to me.
I know. I know. Listen, there's about 10 young men running around in this building that could just
Talk
set you
about
right
it.
up. I promise.
I also did esports in high school, and that's
Esports is what it's. Yeah, that's the esports programs that we're going after. But the big thing is we're putting extra internet in and power to back it
Sure.
up, so it'll have the ability to do it.
Okay. Perfect.
But so it is going to have the ability to do stuff like that. But we're also setting it up so it'll be weddings and venue friendly.
So, are you going to have like a kitchen in there or some kind of
So I was saying
setup
the initial phase, we don't necessarily have a kitchen set up for it, but we do have. There's a basement space right in front of the main area that is large enough that we could put a kitchen in there.
Okay.
We have talked about it. We figured at first it's probably going to have to be catered, which is convenient because we have 3 great restaurants right near it.
That is true.
But there's a lot of people around who also do catering.
Okay.
So we get those options, but we might end up putting a small kitchen down in that front area if it looks like that's going to be the thing that helps it from being successful.
Yeah, no, I get that.
We do have a kitchenette area in the depot.
Yeah.
So we could also pair the 2 places if we needed to.
Yeah. Yeah, that's always just helpful, I know, just for people if they're bringing, to keep things
Mm-hmm.
warm or, put something in the fridge or whatever.
Yes.
So,
Yep. And that's at one of the areas that when we originally we wasn't looking at a kitchen, but then a lot of people said it during the designing. It was like, oh. So yeah, we're gonna have to probably backtrack on the kitchen idea a little bit.
I know, but you can do it in phases too.
Yes.
So, and sometimes I don't know. I'm under the complete realization that things evolve. So you may have in your mind what you think that space should be, but the people around and the people utilizing it are going to be the ones that dictate what the space should be.
Absolutely.
Right?
So I would
So,
say
yeah.
during the beginning of this, we actually did get groups together because to your point, you get a lot of people together. Like things start coming up that you didn't even think about.
Right.
So
Yeah.
we did do that in the beginning. We had some think groups together, and we looked at think tanks, whatever you want to call them,
Sure.
to look at it
Good.
and
Okay.
get some ideas. We had that issue. We did the same thing with Ohio Avenue. Everyone has different ideas. Like when we started looking at Ohio Avenue, the first thing that came up was they wanted electric for Hilco and water spigots put in. Things that we didn't even think about. They weren't going to happen.
Okay.
So sometimes you have to backtrack. You're like, oh, hey, that's a great idea. Let's fix that.
Why didn't I think of that? Yeah.
That's why you're way better to bring in these groups, especially the
Absolutely.
local, the Ohilco, the Make Wellston Beautiful at the time. Bring those groups in because they always have their own issues that they deal with that you just don't you don't know.
You're right. We've
So-
always said it here. Our viewers have the best questions and ideas ever because, it's just stuff you're not thinking of.
Yes. Yep. And it's tough. There's so many, and I guarantee I could put 5 more groups together and have 20 more ideas.
And there'd be a
So-
million different requests. Yes.
Yeah, it's always tough. You try to get as many as you can in to make projects as successful as possible.
So when do you anticipate this project will start and or end, or do you know?
I don't know.
Okay.
So I feel like it's gonna be the death of me. So it could be any time now. No,
It may end all right, but not the way you want it to.
It has dragged out. So it is, and I hate it. I mean, we'll try.
I know
and-
people are frustrated.
Oh yeah, it's frustrating. It's frustrating to see a building sitting there downtown looking like that. It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's a very frustrating process, but we're trying to get through it. We're working hard on the grant. Mindy, Barry, she's Eisenagel. I'm sorry.
Yep.
She's.
I know.
Yeah, she's on it nonstop, trying to help us fund stuff, and she does a great job with our grants. And
She does.
Yeah,
she's amazing when it comes to that stuff.
absolutely.
Well, and a whole lot of other stuff too. Hi, Mindy. Come see me. I haven't seen you in a while.
I told her the next time we come down here, she's coming.
Oh yeah, for
So,
sure.
Yeah, she's got to come.
Yep, absolutely. Okay,
She's
so
probably watching right now. So
hi, Mindy.
call her.
That's the so the Louvi project. So don't be frustrated about it. I know y'all are frustrated, some people, but like as I said, the wheels of government move slowly,
Yes.
to say the least.
Yes. So, and grants don't come up like every month. These are annual grants. So, we apply for them, we have to keep every year. So it's a year gap between them, which is a lifetime.
Your
So-
frustration is real. I can see.
Oh, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. It just wears on you.
Yeah.
So you want to get it done. You want it done. I mean, everyone that works for the city lives there for the most part. Or lives nearby.
Sure.
We all want the same thing. It's not like we don't want it. So it's
Right, you don't
It's
want
a
to
great-
drive down Ohio Avenue and
Yeah,
see
no.
a building, sitting there deteriorating, and it's not fair to the building either,
It's not. Yeah. And the longer it sits there, the worse it gets.
Sure.
'Cause to your point, eventually it will start falling down on its own. So
I have this weird thing in my brain that I give like life to inanimate objects. It's weird, but I truly believe, and we've all seen it, when a building sits empty and it's not loved and it's not lived in. You see it with houses, you see it with downtown buildings. They, for some reason, they fail so quickly, and it's like, I don't know why. It's like they are upset.
They do.
Or they don't have love within them or life, and so then they just
in
fail quick.
here in Ohio, it happens real fast because of the cold winters and the hot summers.
Yes.
If you live somewhere it's all heat, like Arizona, buildings can handle being left
Sure.
empty for decades. Here, no, they will not.
Right.
They will fall.
It's just a thing.
It is.
They just aren't loved. And they deserve to be.
Fair enough.
If you see the Louvi today, give it a hug. Tell it you
Okay.
love it.
Yeah. Send pictures of the city. Mindy will put it on the Facebook page. Feel
Yeah,
free.
right. Just everybody hug the Louvi today. Tell it it's beautiful and we're working on it.
Yes. Yes.
I'm not really that insane. I'm just
People
kinda
might, you don't
a little
know.
bit.
So-
I think it's a great idea.
So, but yeah, that's probably one of the bigger projects we've been chasing for a while.
I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah, the RV park. I know we've been talking about it for 2 years now.
Oh yeah.
It got held up with the EPA. So,
Shocker.
Yeah. So we love the EPA. They're great people.
The EPA is awesome.
Yeah, don't block us.
We love you.
But yeah, it's that got held up. They had a little bit of a. They thought maybe it was a historical site, which was just a block foundation in the ground. It was kind of weird. We had to dig it up and show it to them. It was just concrete. But we got past that, and now we're moving on. So we got past the historical preservation. Now we're moving into the EPA side of it. We cut down all the trees before we started, so we didn't have to worry about bats. So we got past that hurdle with the state. Now we're dealing with the federal. We're waiting on the letter. As soon as that comes back, then we can actually move forward. Everything is like we're ready to put shovels in the ground. We're just waiting on the clearance from the EPA.
And honestly, when you get into like an RV park, I can't even imagine, like, obviously you have to have the deal with sewer and water and all that, which is the EPA
Yeah.
would be an EPA nightmare.
I will say, so you look at, and it's always tough because obviously I do contracting on the side of my personal business. It's tough to watch the government work because this is a private industry. It'd already be open. You wouldn't go through all these hurdles.
No.
You wouldn't get stuck on these things because the grant process is what slows us up. Any private contractor would have this. I mean, there'd be RVs parked there right now.
Yeah.
But once you start doing that grant money, you get into these processes. It slows it down a lot. But we're thankful for the grants.
Right.
This is stuff the
Listen.
city of Wellston could never fund on our own.
None of us are going to look this gift horse in the mouth. So
No.
we're going to, it's worth waiting for.
It is. It's the only way we'd ever get anything like that done. Projects like that would never come to Wellston. Look at our ball fields. I would argue between our soccer and our baseball fields, they're some of the best in Southern Ohio.
Awesome.
And it's all paid through that same exact grant, the AMLR grant. It's the exact same grant that paid for all of it. So.
And this, RV area is going to be just such an amazing addition to what you all are already doing.
It will be. It'll be great to help out with our baseball tournaments right now. We got a grant. Once again, Mindy, good job. We got a grant for $50,000. Part of that we used to buy a AI software, Placer AI, which is a software that tracks people. It's mildly scary. I'm not going to lie to you. But it tracks but it's used to track people's coming and going. And
Okay.
so when we host our big tournaments, it tracks people coming to our tournaments, where they went after and before the tournament, so you can see where they came from and where they went to and came back to.
Oh.
And a lot of people went to Chillicothe. So people are leaving Wellston. They come to a tournament. It's a 2-day, 3-day tournament. They come to Wellston, and they were going back to Chillicothe to spend the night at a hotel, and then coming back to Wellston the next day.
Wow.
So that's obviously, not just us. It's Jackson as a whole. It's a huge revenue that we don't have.
Right.
And so we try to figure out, it's going to be tough for the city of Wellston to get someone to build a hotel in Wellston. We knew that.
That was going to be my next question.
It's
Are
a
there
tough
any
sell.
plans for that?
We have met with a couple of companies. I personally have met with a company that did the two down in Ironton. Those two hotels, right as you go through the new roundabout they did.
Okay.
Those two hotels, I met with that company. We're actually going to follow up this summer. This fall. We're going to follow up to have another meeting to try to get them to look at it. But it's tough.
Yeah.
Because the through traffic and the visitors in our area is just not a high number. Even when you look at cities with even more traffic, go up to Hocking. There's not even a lot of major hotels there.
There's not. It's mostly, cabin rentals and things like
Airbnbs
that.
Yep. So it's tough because the population and the amount of traffic you have has to justify that hotel. Of
Sure.
course, it's a business. They're not in it for charity.
No.
So it's tough to get them to want to come to an area like ours. So the RV park is something. When we did our homework on it, RVs. Ohio is the number one state in America for RVs. More RVs are owned by
really?
Ohioans than anywhere else per population. We like RVs in Ohio. So we said, hey, dude,
Interesting.
we need to capitalize on that, and let's bring them here. And we looked at maybe putting in some small cabins because not everyone's going to have an RV. So even if we have small cabins, but even if we're at the same rate as a hotel, staying in Wellston is better than going all the way to Chillicothe.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And it's going to help our tourism out and help with keeping people who, if
It's
they
just
stay here,
win-win.
they're going to eat at the Mexican restaurant.
Yep.
They're going to go to Scotty's. They're going to go to,
Yep.
they're going to help all of our local
Yep.
establishments also.
You are
so.
correct. Okay, yeah, and that seems like even small cabins seems a bit more doable than, a hotel would be. Obviously, the city is not going to build a hotel.
No.
And
when you're using grant money, I hate to say the good thing about grant money is it's going to get spent somewhere. Mm-hmm. So if it's spent in Ohio, spent in Wellston, we're not really out anything. So even when we rent them, anything that brings in an income or revenue will only help the city of Wellston.
Yeah.
That money gets to stay here. So
Makes sense.
That's why we chase the grant money so hard, because it's money that they're going to spend it. Let's have it spent here.
I get so frustrated with people sometimes when they start knocking grants and whatever, because and my theory on it is, if Wellston doesn't get it, or Jackson doesn't get it, or a local business doesn't get it, it's going somewhere. Like, this money is going to be allocated.
Yes.
100% going to be allocated to somebody.
Yes.
So why not ask for it?
I will say we've been very fortunate over the last couple of years. Our governor, Governor DeWine, has done an amazing job of getting money towards Southern
He
Ohio.
definitely knows that we're down here.
He does, and
Yeah.
he's done an amazing job of getting money towards this area. The Adina project happening there at the Kroger project, the old Kroger building in Wilson.
Yeah.
The governor completely. That's him. He's making that happen for us.
That's amazing.
A building that would have sat empty in Wellston for I don't know how long.
Again, it needs a hug too.
It needs a hug. Speaking of Randy Evans, is his company actually doing the remodeling down there.
Yeah.
So he's doing a great job. It's coming along great. The roof's getting put on it now, and
Good.
he fixed the walls. but that's a building that, had the state not stepped in and helped with that grant, we'd be tearing it down probably in the next 5 to 10 years.
And nobody
as we get
wants
toward-
that.
Nobody wants it. We need stuff. No one likes empty lots.
You can't rebuild it. I mean, it's just you couldn't afford it.
No, and the
Nobody
city would
could.
never get involved in something like that. It's just not
Right.
what cities do. But through DeWine, through his vision for Southern Ohio, he has kept stuff like that, those kind of projects moving. So
I'll give
he's
him
done a
that
great
credit.
job. Yes, I got nothing. I can't say anything, but he's done great for City of Wellston. So it's been real well. Been
Just
a good
don't get me
partnership.
started on the THC thing, but that's for a different
The
day.
THC. I don't even. What's going on with THC? Did they take it away? Did it? What am I missing? someone's
We
got
could do a whole program on this.
Oh, okay. Anyway.
No, so there is through the Farm Bill. Mm-hmm. So there's THC products being sold at dispensaries, and that's legalized marijuana has been a thing. Well, there's also hemp-derived THC products like Delta. Have you heard Delta 8, Delta 9?
I've heard. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not smart on it, but I've heard of it.
It's basically THC derived from hemp. Okay. So through the Farm Bill, there's kind of a loophole there, and so a lot of people, including breweries, have been making drinks. Not alcohol. You can't do both.
Okay.
But you can make like these hemp-derived THC drinks. Well, anyway, he banned it the other day, but he got overturned real fast. So.
Oh, did it get overturned already?
Yeah.
So we're
working on it. So basically, and I'm not just saying it's the breweries, but it's something that we're able to produce, and we have a state license to do so.
got it.
That we paid a whole lot of money for and got inspected and all that. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. It was just, that was my only beef with him. I was great right up until about 2 weeks ago. So, but we're working on it.
Yes.
So I'm not knocking the governor at all. He is very willing to listen, and that is much appreciated.
I will say I saw his ban. I guess this must be the same thing with the candy.
So that's we are a victim of that stupidity.
And I do agree with that candy.
I
needs to
agree
go away.
100%.
Yeah.
I could not believe when he started showing those packages of that stuff. I could not believe that that's actually being sold.
I thought the first time I saw it, I thought it was a joke.
You think it's fake?
I was like, come on, DeWine, you're better than that. Then I saw it. Then I
know.
realized, oh no, he's actually he's right.
Literally got stuff from the convenience store that they are selling.
It
and
looks
that is
just like the candy
It is
wrapper.
not okay.
It looks just
Not
like the
okay.
Nerds candy that my
Yes.
kids love that stuff.
Yes.
It looked just like it. I was like, that needs to
And
go
if
away.
a little kid gets like for example, not the but for example, the drinks that we make at 6 Cents are, and many of them, other breweries are doing the same thing, are 10 milligram drinks, 16 ounces, 10 milligrams. So a lot of people split them or whatever. It depends on your tolerance, whatever. But some of those, one piece of candy in those little packages are like 50 milligrams. And if kids are getting them, they say kids are going into seizures. They're going into permanent seizures. Like it's crazy. So no, I totally get what he's mad about.
I agree.
We're just a victim of that, like I said, that stupidity.
So out of my ignorance to the whole situation, is there a way to separate that? Is there a way that he can derive the candy away from what you're...
I think so, and that's what's being worked on at this moment. I think it will get knocked down to certain milligrams and things like that. I think he is very willing to listen. He was mad because the legislature was fighting about it and not doing anything about it, and he told them to fix this, I think, at the beginning of the summer. And when it didn't get fixed, and he told them to fix it, he fixed it himself.
Gotcha.
So I can't get mad at him about that.
Yeah.
Other than,
The
how it
candy
affects
needs
me
to go
personally.
away. I don't know
but-
how you get the candy to go away without affecting... And I don't deal with it. I'm
I
not
think there's a
intimately
lot
involved,
of people working really hard behind the scenes right at this moment to try to regulate this situation, and it'll get fixed.
Hopefully,
I have, a lot of faith that it will get fixed.
I see. And that's stuff I guess I just don't get involved at that level. So okay.
No, we could do a whole show about it. If anyone's interested, I would be happy to. But that's not why you're here. So we are here to talk about Wellston and all the great things going on.
So I will tell you, but not to backtrack on the weed stuff. We had an issue in Wellston. We put an ordinance on. We actually pulled it back off because of what happened at the state level.
Okay.
because they kind of put out the weed stuff, legalizing cannabis and all that, but they didn't really put anything to allow us to enforce, which goes along the same line, to enforce what they said.
I get it. It's kind of like when the smoking ban got passed.
Yes.
And it was like, well, we're banning smoking. I don't know how we're going to enforce it, but we're banning smoking. Okay.
And that's kind of what they did with that. So we put an ordinance on, and then we actually pulled it off because of what happened at the state level. We was like, man, we can't enforce something until they figure out what they're doing. So we took their guidance that they gave us guidance, which guidance means nothing. You got to put a law behind it. So we took their guidance and we tried to make it into an ordinance for the city of Wellston so we could enforce it.
What were you thinking when you were doing the ordinance?
So we had a lot of complaints about people growing more weed than they should be growing inside city limits. And there's also rules on selling it, and there's a lot of rules on what you can and can't do.
I see. Okay.
But it's really hard for us to enforce it because there is nothing to enforce. Now the selling it's illegal everywhere, so you still can't do that. But there's rules against that you can and can't do, and there's just no way for us to really enforce it. So we looked at passing an ordinance, and then we backed off because the state just turned into the craziness that you're seeing.
And, there's one thing about somebody having a full-on garden of some weed plants, and there's another thing to have, Grandma Susie having her 2, pots in the backyard.
Yes.
So I get where you're coming from. It's like, do we legislate this or do we?
So I struggle with it on both sides.
Yeah.
I've seen the effects on people who with seizures, who have the convulsions.
Yes.
Those kinds of people. You see PTSD. It's amazing for treating PTSD.
Yes. Very helpful.
There's a lot of great stuff with it. But like with everything, there comes the negative also.
Yes.
So it's that weird line balance we're trying to figure out. I don't know. It's a tough one. The state's got themselves into a pickle.
They have, the people voted them into a pickle, I think. But there should be, which I'm not against, by the way, but I think that it would be frustrating as far as a municipality goes or somebody that's overseeing it when you're not giving any guidance or rules. Yeah. And then you have people saying, well, what are you going to do about it? And you say, I don't know. So I can see you're frustrated, and it's not just that with THC. It's that with a whole lot of.
It is. Have you ever been around the actual plants when someone grows them? I didn't know it was a stinkweed. They smell horrible.
Yeah.
It is bad.
I don't know if I've ever seen a marijuana plant like in real life.
They're shockingly bigger than I thought they were, and they smell awful. I didn't realize I thought they only smelled when you smoked them. No, they smell bad the whole time.
It's just a constant.
Yeah, it is. It's not good. I don't know. I personally couldn't stand to be around it.
Yeah.
But to each their own. So if you like it, it's legal. Have fun.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yeah. Okay. But no, that would be frustrating.
It is. You run into it with a lot of stuff, though, that there's just not a lot of governance on. And by no means are cities meant to be authoritative or like live over top of people, but
listen, you got bigger fish to fry, like water lines and water plants and other
water lines and
things going on. I mean, just the day to day is hard enough.
I will tell you, if you haven't been down, on a positive note, another grant, talking to Senator Stevens hooked us up with. If you've been down to Blamer and checked out our ball field, check out the new Blamer Park.
We showed a while back when the playground opened. We got to show some of the equipment, and then Pete had a picture of the new pickleball courts the other day.
Yes,
that is incredible.
It went well. That part. So there was 2 phases of that project. That obviously the playground, which came from the one time, and then we got the pickleball court, which is CDBG, which comes through the county commissioners. Thank you. Good job.
And I will say that the picture had you playing pickleball in the picture.
Did it? Yes, I do.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you, I love it. I played racquetball and tennis when I was a younger man.
Yeah.
And my knees,
it's hard on.
Unfortunately, I've gotten older.
Yeah.
So my knees have gotten worse, but I can play pickleball. And it is fun.
So it was so funny. I was watching the national news the other day, and they were doing a story about it, though. There's a major injury from pickleball. Do you know what it is?
Is it the black eyes?
Yes. People are getting their eyes, whacked.
But I'll tell you, you can hit that pickleball pretty hard. Like, I welded a few times when I was like, you can hit it hard, but it's still just a wiffle ball.
Yeah, like I don't know how people, but they say it's becoming a big thing where people are getting their eyes damaged and
I
stuff
saw that.
from it.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I was shocked by it.
Me too.
So, but it is fun. It's fun.
Are you working on any pickleball leagues or anything like that?
We are. So Kate Smith, our rec director, she's going to start putting there. Unfortunately, the court got kind of done right towards, it's kind of not going to be
seasonal
great. It is a seasonal sport. But we do have lights up, so you can play into the dark now. That's
Awesome.
part of the grant. We put lights on the field. We had some issues with getting them working, but the lights are going now. We'll be on soon. The basketball court is amazing now because that was 2 basketball courts. We made it 1 basketball court and 2 pickleball courts.
Perfect. Okay.
But the basketball court this time of year becomes almost useless because by the time kids get out of school, it's dark within like 2 hours.
Sure.
So now with the lights up, the kids can play longer into the night. So that's been a great improvement. We're wanting to do one more big project there, and it might be broken into 2. We want to make the parking lot better because it's not a great parking lot area. And we also want to redo the fencing and fix the lighting over on the actual ball field, the Blamber ball field. So there's still more work to be done there to make it into a completely operational.
Well,
We're trying to make it a little
showpiece
bit
that it should be.
Absolutely. We want to make we're going to put in some handicap parking with actual pavement first off and with sidewalks. Obviously we have an older community and stuff, so we're trying to get it so the older people can get over to the ball fields to watch games without having to go through the mud.
Absolutely. That's not cool. Not cool at all.
Yeah, not cool. So there's a lot of there'll be more phases to it. Some of them will be done by the city. Other ones we'll have to chase grant money because we can't afford it. But yeah, that's where we're going with it.
Very good.
Yeah, it's exciting.
So what are some of if you had all the money in the world, what would be something that you'd like to see for Wellston?
Ooh, that's a great question. So obviously we have the major issues, the known issues. Our water infrastructure it's horrible.
Yeah.
So we 3 years ago I stood up the infrastructure crew led by Phil Thompson. They've done an amazing replacing water lines. We do major replacements, but we do things below 6 inches typically. We have done a 6 inch. We did 2nd Street, which was a 6-inch line, but we do a lot of smaller lines.
Yep.
And then obviously we try to send them in before we do paving. Because it's kind of
that kind of makes sense.
It does.
Yeah.
So if we know we're going to want to pave a section, we go want to try to do any kind of water sewer first that needs to be done. But yeah, so it's I would say probably water lines would be my first.
Sure.
And then after that, I would love to see paving, widening up some of the streets, fix the roads. It's one of the things we just don't have the budget for.
Yeah.
Our current budget's about $75,000 to $100,000 for paving, which if you know anything about paving, that is nothing.
That wouldn't even. I can't even imagine.
It is. That's a very small budget.
Yeah.
This year we spent a little bit extra because we had some money left over in the highway fund that we were allowed to use. So we paved a little bit extra this year, but it just doesn't go. It doesn't go far. Which is we talked about the levy being on this.
That's
fall.
what I was going to ask you. You do have a levy coming up, right?
We do. So the levy, the number one complaint we get is streets. I would argue only second to the cemetery. Anything wrong in the cemetery and anything wrong on the bike path. But pothole, bike path is. Don't mess with the bike path. That bike path is. There could be a leaf on it within minutes. We get a call. The bike path is something we maintain. We maintain it like the Autobahn in Germany. Like it is maintained well, but it is used a lot. It is, and
it's a treasure for the city.
People love it.
I mean, if we could only dream to have something like that here.
It is. We're going to try to extend it, but people love that bike path.
Yeah.
It is one of the major attractions in town. So
okay, so back to the levy. What are you asking for? Is this a renewal, a replacement, a new levy?
New, yeah.
Okay,
it'll be a new $3 million, and we're solely going to do paving with it. Paving or paving-like projects, which would be curbs if we had to do anything like that. Everything will be in the paving realm. We laid out a 5-year plan. We wanted to be extremely transparent with it. It's on our website. You can go check it out. We laid out our 5-year plans, and we just listed off the roads. They might not get done in the exact order we listed them, but they will get done. It's just it's funding. So some projects, we'll try to get a couple big ones in, then 1 or 2 small ones, and whatever fills in, just to get rid of the money each year to make sure we spend it, as efficient as we can. McGee Paving, which is one of the big ones we use, but there's other paving companies. When they do that MOB fee to come in, if you can have as many projects lined up as once.
That like what we're doing here in Jackson, where they just keep going.
Yes, if you get them to MOB in once and just keep moving.
Yes.
it's more efficient,
Yes.
and you get more for your money that way.
And they're fast too.
They
Woo.
are, and they're good.
They are
do good.
incredible.
It's great because they're a local company too, so we're not sending money to Columbus or to Chillicothe.
Sure.
It's staying right here in the county, which is awesome. But yeah, that's the big one for us.
And it will be this coming election?
It will be.
Okay.
Yes.
So you can already vote for it.
You can.
Early
You
voting.
can, and it's one of them great things. So the city, it'll be transformational for the city for years to come. I would do anything to have Randy Evans' budget. He did very well getting his 1.5 on.
Yeah.
But we just don't get that. We don't bring that kind of money in on it.
Sure.
So without that, and that's one thing I know people's kind of not happy about taxes.
Right.
They've been voting down a lot of tax stuff lately, but the cool thing about these levies is that money stays in Wellston. You're not giving money to go help build a stadium for the Browns.
Don't even get me started about that whole situation.
Yeah, me neither. But it's not money going to go somewhere stupid like that.
Yes.
No, it's not money going to go somewhere that you don't care about buying books for some foreign country. This money stays in Wellston. It helps us.
Mm-hmm.
So it is. I strongly recommend vote. Let us know how you feel. If you don't want it, if you do, awesome.
So if it doesn't pass, what happens?
That 5-year plan becomes a 15-year plan, and we'll just do it as time moves on. So
Okay.
yeah.
So
That's all
it
we do.
is kind of, I mean, I'm just thinking about it. If you want to invest in your community and have this done faster,
Yes.
that's how it's going to happen.
Yes. I
And
say
if not,
15. That
it's
might be
not.
like a 25-year plan. You can do the math on it.
We'll have a new water plant by then.
We'll do the math on that one, but it'll definitely stretch it out.
Okay.
So even at that $3 million, it brings in about 200. I think they send us back. I can't remember the exact. I think 280,000 a year it'll bring in, which is.
I mean, it's significant, but it's still,
It isn't a monstrous amount of
no,
money.
not at all.
So $280,000 disappears real fast when you start paving. So we just did a small project up there off of Vermont. It was a block and a half, and it was like I think it was almost $40,000.
Yeah,
So it
it's-
just
it's a
doesn't.
lot.
It doesn't go far.
Well, very good.
Awesome.
Well, is there anything else you wanted to tell our viewers while you're here?
I don't know. I mean, always. So we keep an open book. I mean, I love ideas. People bring us ideas. I always recommend doing it. Don't sit on something. If you see something, say something. If you want help with something, please come to us.
Love that.
Yep. There's no. There's
Love
no
that you're
secrets to it.
approachable, you know?
I don't own the city. I mean, it's not mine. So we want everyone to be happy the best we can. Understand we have a budget, but other than that, we want everyone to be happy. So.
Yeah. If you find a leaf on the bike path, just pick it up.
Yeah, please. I'm exaggerating. People don't
I
complain at
know,
that level.
I'm just kidding you.
But the bike path is something happens out there. We know about it pretty quick.
Yeah.
So
Well, it is a treasure for the community.
it is, and a lot of people. I love seeing people out there.
I do
So
too.
I've been so happy with Blamer watching. The other day I was out there. There was people in the rain playing on that playground equipment. Like it does. I love watching it. It's awesome.
And the little kids, like, just
Yeah.
having fun, doing
It
kid
is.
things.
Getting to be kids.
Yes.
So it's awesome.
It doesn't happen enough anymore. It,
not,
doesn't
I
seem
agree.
like. So, well, I'll tell you what. Thank you
Yes.
for coming in, and come back anytime. Bring Mindy. We'll harass her a little bit.
Yes, she's coming next time.
Yeah, Mindy, come see us. I'll make you a banh mi.
I don't know what that is.
Ask her when you get back.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll tell you.
This ain't one of them weed derivative drinks, is it?
No,
Okay.
there is no weed in our banh mi. I promise you.
All right. She has to go back to work.
That's right. No. Again, Wellston Mayor Anthony Brenner, we appreciate you coming in so much, and
Yeah, thank
I know
you.
you're busy, so thank you for spending your morning with us.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, we get to spend the rest of our morning with our good friend Pete Wilson, who has a stack of news over there. So let's do a message or two, and we'll be right back.
From breaking news to heartwarming stories, the Telegram is your ticket to the latest buzz in town.
Read your daily dose of local headlines, sports, and entertainment and more in hand and on paper.
Get a print and digital subscription for only $7.95 per month. Delivered fresh every Wednesday and Saturday.
Visit thetelegramnews.com or call 740-286-3023 today.
Don't just read the news, be a part of it.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
All right, and we are back. Pete Wilson is in the house, and he has a stack full of news.
Yeah, absolutely. We're coming off the weekend.
As you always do.
Busy weekend. It rained a lot yesterday, but Saturday was perfect.
It was beautiful.
Just great fall weather here. That's really the best time of year, I think, in southeastern Ohio, the fall. You usually don't get a lot of rain. It warms up, great sunshine. Then you get the fall colors and all. But over the weekend, if you watch the national news, you know that there were lots of demonstrations across the country.
There were.
Called the No Kings Day of Action. And it was there was one in MacArthur.
Okay.
So therefore, it becomes local news as well as national news. You can see some of the participants there. It's right in downtown MacArthur, along the courthouse, on the sidewalk. A lot of people carrying signs. Red Thompson Jr. went up there. About 50 people were involved there. Very peaceful and respectable.
Good.
People sending a message. And frankly, it was a political message concerned about democracy and opposing many of the things of the policies and the actions of Republican President Donald Trump.
Yep.
And it was peaceful, as I said. I don't know that there was trouble with any counter demonstrators. No reports of any violence or anything like that. Sometimes you hear about that when groups that feel differently about politics
People
clash
should be able
in the
to
cities. But
peacefully protest.
This was very peaceful, just as the Charlie Kirk Memorial was in Jackson as well. But we will have a story on that in our Wednesday edition. Also, Red Thompson Jr. interviewed one of the organizers of that demonstration up in MacArthur, Ken Reed. That is actually posted on our Telegram Facebook, and he tried to explain what the thought was, at least from his standpoint, on why it was important to do this. But this was organized across the country to send a message. I think some of the national reports that I saw or heard indicated as many as 7 million people.
It was a lot.
Across the country participated. Now, here's something that I noticed just from what we posted on with our videos early on, and we've had a report on the radio already. It was a tremendous response. People hearing the video, responding to it, commenting to it, and my take of it is it shows you how polarized we are in this country.
Very.
Because, I think it's safe to say this. There are, on one side, there's people who are very, very loyal and supportive of President Trump. And there are people on the other side who are very much opposed to President Trump, and there isn't a lot of in between.
Yep.
So anyway.
I agree. Or you don't hear from the in-betweeners.
But I tell you what, when you're talking, sometimes people can get out of hand with their opinions and all. And, they
don't be mean, be nice.
They don't sometimes think independently. They just go into that cloister. But the most dangerous thing is if nobody cares.
Yeah.
That's the most dangerous thing.
True.
So that's why when you see people get involved in the political process with demonstrations like this, it shows that they care.
Yeah.
And that is important. All right, so other things to report. On Saturday evening, the Wellston Golden Rocket Marching Band participated in its last competition, local or area competition of the competition season. There is the band under the direction of Katie King Hale. She's married now, so I got to use all three names. But Katie, of course, is a Wellston girl, was a field commander when she was in high school, went to Ohio University, and is now directing the Wellston Band. And they had a great competition season. We're going to have a story in Wednesday's paper about how well they did, but they grabbed some first places, some very high ratings, and they qualified 3 times over to be in the state competition called the Ohio Music Education Association State Competition. It is going to be this Saturday.
Oh, well, good luck.
At Hilliard Bradley High School. That's a suburb of Columbus. And they will perform, I think, at 3:45 p.m., but we're going to have that story in there. But the Wellston Band has a proud history of qualifying for state competition many times in the past, and they have done it this year, and they did it, as I said, 3 times over by how well they did in these local and area competitions. So congratulations to them. Here in Jackson, Pearl Street is a pretty busy street, goes through the part of the downtown, also through a residential area. It is being paved. That project started Thursday with some milling and like that, but they will be doing some paving work this week, weather permitting. And so look for, the no parking signs. If you're tooling through there, it may be blocked or one lane or whatever. That work will be taking place this week. And it's most of Pearl Street. It's from Broadway Street to South Street. So that's most on the east side of Pearl Street. I don't know whether Mayor Brenner mentioned this or not, but even if he did, it's a good reminder. Wellston City offices will be closed Tuesday through Thursday this week. Remember?
Oh, he didn't mention that.
Okay, well, in case you have business at the city office, they're doing very important software training.
Okay.
Where they're going to have to close the doors and concentrate on that. Now, it's not that they're not working; they're training. They will answer emails and they'll return calls as they can. But the building itself, where there's all the administrative offices, it will be closed. It is open today, but it will be closed Tuesday through Thursday for this software training. And all you need to do is, check the website or Facebook, check your telephone numbers and your emails, and they will be responsive. You just can't go into the city building.
Okay.
For those 4 days. And of course, on Friday, Wellston's on a 4-day work week. It's closed Friday anyway. All right, of course, the Foothills Art Festival concluded this weekend. And we already have online, not in the print edition, but online, we already have a very detailed story that our Alex Shope wrote with some pictures of some of the top winners.
Good.
That will also be in the print edition this Wednesday.
Look at
I wanted
that.
to show you this photo because this is the best of show. Isn't that a beautiful painting? That is called Stuffings. And the winner was Savannah Fout. She is on the left. On the right is Bethany Sarah Penix, who was the event director of this year's Foothills Art Festival. But you're talking about almost 200 artists had artwork there. And I'm sorry, a little bit over 60 artists had almost 200 pieces of artwork there. So a pretty big deal there at the Parks Edge Event Center. She explained in the article in her interview with Alex why it's important to do that. It's important not only for us consumers and art appreciators to go out there and see it.
Yeah.
It's important to the artists for them to be in the spotlight, to have a public place to showcase their art. The Marquee does regular exhibits, but we don't have a big art museum like they do in the cities and whatever. And so it's important to encourage art in all ways in our communities.
Yes, it is.
All right, we're going to turn to sports now because there was a lot of that over the weekend too. In one of the more memorable football games I've covered, the Jackson Ironmen defeated the Miami Trace Panthers 41-27 on the road last Saturday.
All right.
And
they were undefeated, right?
Miami Trace was undefeated.
Oh.
This was for a share of the Frontier Athletic Conference title. I think we have a couple pictures there. That is Ryan Simons, who is a senior captain for Jackson. Pardon?
That's Brody.
Oh, that's Bodie. Bodie Wooford. I didn't see the number there. That's Bodie Wooford carrying the ball. And then our other picture is of Ryan Simons. There he is. They both had great games, but so did everybody for the Ironmen. Jennifer, in that game, Miami Trace has one heck of a football team. The game did not start out very well. In the first series, Miami Trace got the kickoff, and on the very first play, their great runner, Julian Baker, ran 70 yards for a touchdown.
Oh, no.
On Jackson's first play, a pass was intercepted by Miami Trace, and 3 plays later, they scored a touchdown. They're up 14-0, 3 minutes into the game. But Jackson came back and ended up winning the game 41-27. So they are the Frontier Athletic Conference champions. They have to win Saturday or next Friday against Chillicothe, though, to make sure that they don't share the title. They don't want to share. They're selfish.
Don't want to share,
So
yes.
if they would lose, it would be either a co-title or a tri-title, depending on what else happens in other games.
Gotcha.
Because Chillicothe has only lost one game, and so has Miami Trace. Our other teams were losers. Wellston lost to Meigs by a score of 33-8. Benton County lost at Nelsonville York by a score of 54-12. Nelsonville York is undefeated. Portsmouth West defeated Oak Hill 46-8. We also want to mention that our cross-country athletes had a great outing on Saturday at the district meet at Rio Grande.
I saw
a lot of
that.
times we don't pay enough attention to the other fall sports because we know this is football territory. But a lot of the fall sports teams have done very well, and that includes our cross-country teams. As a matter of fact, last Saturday, the Benton County boys and the Oak Hill boys both qualified. There's the Benton County boys. They qualified for the regional meet. That's the next step up. That's going to be at Pickerton North High School this Saturday.
Awesome.
There's the Oak Hill boys. Both of those high schools, the boys qualified for the regional meet. On the girls' side, Benton County and Jackson both qualified for the regional meet. There's the Benton County girls, and then there are the Jackson girls.
Awesome.
And then individually, because you can qualify two ways. Teams can qualify or individuals can qualify if your team doesn't qualify, if you do well enough individually. And individually, for Jackson, on the boys' side, Carter Ray, Deegan Evans, and Anthony Wynn all qualified. And for the girls, Addie Brown and Chelsea Foble qualified for Oak Hill. There are Chelsea, and it's Addie on the left and Chelsea on the right. Once again, the regional meet will be Saturday at Pickerton North High School. We will, of course, follow that. All the cross-country information, the football information from this last weekend is already online for our electronic subscribers. And, of course, it will all be in our print edition on Wednesday. Plenty of sports. Also, the Rio Grande football team played Saturday at Alumni Stadium. They lost by a score of 28-0 to Union Commonwealth. The Red Storm is now 0-5, but remember, this is their first year.
It is.
And this game was their most competitive game. It was a pretty close game at halftime. They ended up losing 28-0. But on a local angle there, Andy Meldick, who graduated from Oak Hill last year, he plays defensive back, and he's also the punter. Well, when you're not scoring points, your punter is busy.
Yes.
Andy punted 7 times for 280 total yards, averaged 40 yards a punt. That is near college level. And one punt went 57 yards.
Nice.
So congratulations to Andy Meldick for his performance. Also, we're getting down into the kids now, but we got to say it. If you're super, we got to put it on TV, right?
You got
the Jackson Red Pee Wee football team are the Super Bowl champions for the Ohio Heritage League.
Way to go.
There they are, and there's all the cheerleaders in the picture too. You're talking about 5th and 6th graders here, and there's a High Heritage League. It's teams that mirror the Frontier Athletic Conference. A lot of the same high schools.
Really?
Right,
Okay.
They have these lower levels.
That's cute.
These lower levels. This isn't school. This isn't directly school supported. It is supported by the Jackson Sideliners Club, which put a lot of money into the Pee Wee program. One of the reasons that the Jackson Ironmen are so good every year is because
they start early.
They start early, and
That's
they
right.
get good coaching, and they learn success. They learn how to play the game, and they get used to success, and it's like a feeder system. And the Jackson Red team can't do any better. They didn't lose a single game, and they won the Super Bowl. They beat a team from Greenfield by a score of 25-6. So congratulations.
Way to go.
Congratulations to them.
That is awesome. Well, very good. Well, thanks, Pete. Filling us in on all the latest and greatest. So, well, thank you for coming in. Want to thank Wellston Mayor Anthony Brenner for coming in as well and kind of filling us in on what their projects are and what they're looking forward to. So,
a lot going on.
There is a lot going on. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, it's going to be a bit cooler today. So there you go. And maybe some more fall-like weather coming our way. But have a great day. We appreciate you tuning in, and we'll see you right back here in the morning. Bye-bye, everyone.